You're a Muslim, you're looking to start a business, but do you really understand the things you need to bear in mind as a Muslim? Well, you need to know certain things, and if you don't do them, you could find yourself in muddy water, and that's something I want you guys to avoid. So make sure you're taking every single point that I mentioned, understand exactly how you should, as Muslims, be running your business and the things you should bear in mind. So number one, I think is super important in today's society. In fact, a lot of people end up falling into this issue. Have you ever had it where, in the moment, there's a sale, something's happening, whatever it is, and you make a hasty decision and buy something and actually regret it? You find yourself short in money and you're like, you know what? Shouldn't have bought it. Well, as Muslims, we should be easy with our customers. If they want to buy something and they have made a hasty decision, we should be accommodating and refunding their money. Because look, money comes from Allah Azza wa Jal. Rizq comes from Allah. And if our Muslim brother or sister has made a hasty decision in buying us something and actually, they didn't want to or they shouldn't have, then, you should be kind enough to refund it. Because that's as Muslims what we're about. And look, obviously it's different if, they've used the product and used your services and, they're just trying to pull a fast one. Obviously that's wrong and that should be avoided. But the point here being is we should be as accommodating as possible for our customers, understanding very well that money and rizq, it comes from Allah. That's something. If we understand that money comes from Allah, rizq comes from Allah Azza wa Jal, and blessings, they come from Allah, then no doubt that we will be accommodating and understanding according to Islamic principles. And number two, look, a lot of people, they think, right, you need a lot of money to start businesses. You need a lot of money to have a huge amount of wealth. Some people can't actually understand that £10,000 can be better than £1 million. Let me explain that. If you have earned £1 million through haram ways, then the £10,000 is much more valuable. There will be barakah and blessings in that £10,000 that there will never be in that £1 million. And that's crucial. You have to understand that there is blessings in what is permissible. And so you should not, as a second principle, take on debt, especially bearing in mind that it may be interest bearing and there will be riba involved, and you shouldn't come anywhere near riba. You do not need money to have huge businesses or make a decent amount of living. In fact, I started a recruitment company when I was 25 years old. It's a service-based business and I started it with £500. 6 months later, we were making £20,000 a month. And the one thing I realized is if you do something for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal, if you do something with the intention that you will be closer to your religion, closer to Islam, then no doubt there will be huge amounts of blessings in whatever you decide to do. So remember something, work hard. Make sure you do not take or do anything which is interest bearing. There isn't any riba based credit cards, any loans, anything like that. Stay away from it, especially if you're in the West. I don't know of anything in the West or the Muslim world, to be honest. It's not to say that there isn't, but stay far from it. You can keep your business completely permissible. Stay away from the debt. Stay away from the riba. Now, number three, understand again that money, it comes from Allah Azza wa Jal, and so be truthful. Be truthful in your transactions. Be truthful in your description about the product, the service. Don't feel like you want to pull a fast one on your customers. Be truthful throughout. And in fact, we see this in Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who when they did business for Khadija, may Allah be pleased with her, he was known to be the truthful one. He was known to be the honest individual, and that's why he ended up being in charge of the businesses, because he was the honest person. He was truthful. And in fact, the Sunnah teaches us this, that being truthful and honest, it takes you a long way. We learn this from the life story of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And so the products and the services and whatever you do and whatever you sell, be truthful. Like, even if you feel like your business is going to be affected negatively and it's a flaw with your business, who knows? You being truthful may make the customer feel like you are a trustworthy and honest person, and so they want to do business with you. Trust me, being honest and truthful goes a long way, especially in a world where a lot of people end up lying, especially in a world where social media is full of people who will pull fast ones and pull a few fake lies and white lies, as they call it. Still a lie. Stay away from it. Make sure in business you be completely honest and truthful. It is what is taught to us in the Sunnah, and that's exactly what we should stay close to. Number four, this one actually is very close to my heart, and I'm going to tell you a little story actually. When I started my recruitment company, I was 25 years old. All I wanted to do is make enough money where I didn't have to work a job anymore, basically. So when I left my job, I started a business. And one of the main things I told myself when I started my business was, may this business be a way of means for me to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. I fully, by the way, try to make that my intention. And I would say that until today, alhamdulillah, I try to really live by that. That let my businesses be a way of means for me to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. Pray in Jama'ah, read Quran, tadabbur, whatever I need to do as a Muslim, I do it. And I used to do that. And I promise you guys, the blessings I saw left, right, center were crazy. And so number 4, I would say is you have to try to keep your intentions that this business, make that a means for me to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. I promise you guys, it's a hack. Like, it is a hack. I did it and I saw blessings left, right, center. If your business is making you be closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, closer to your religion, closer to Islam, I genuinely believe you will see huge amounts of blessings. And so trust me when I say, make the intentions before you start your business. Make your intentions throughout your business that you are running, that, this business should make me a better Muslim. And I promise you guys, things will happen for you that were not happening when you were working a job. Things will happen that you never expected. That's the crazy thing, because Allah is going to bless something if it means that you are being a better Muslim. Allah loves you. That's a fact, right? Allah wants you to do good. Allah wants you to go to Jannah. Allah wants good from you, right? He wants us, the slaves, to be good. And so when you try and start being good, you will see the blessings. There's no doubt I saw them, and that's the best advice I could give to you is make sure you stay close to your religion and improve as a person. Seek knowledge, improve your Quran, be good to your parents, do whatever you can, make Jama'ah, go to the masjid and pray. It goes a long, long way. Number 5, and I'm going to tell you a little story. Again, I love my stories. We were doing recruitment with a company who was basically manufacturing products. A lot of their business was doing it for the gambling industry, right? So they were looking for engineers for the gambling industry. And they wanted an engineer. We were going to make £7,000-8,000 per person. They were looking for 3 people. We were going to make £20,000 basically. And so they were like, look, we need people, 3 engineers. And, we started having discussions. We discussed it internally, and it was like, well, this person, we're going to make £7,000, but they're going to be working for a company and their products are going to go into gambling machines. Now, is this permissible? We ran it by people of knowledge. Of course we did, as we always do with something which is doubtful, we're not sure of. And that's the same advice I'd give to you. If you're not sure about something, run it by the people of knowledge. Trust me, they're the best people to give you knowledge and information on. Anyway, the answer wasn't, I would say, everyone didn't give the same answer. Though what we decided to do is stay away from it. Because that was a safer thing to do. And so we stayed away from it. Now, what ended up happening from that is we stayed away from it and we didn't work with that client. A week later, we found another client and we made a lot more money. And Allah blessed us so much more. And you know what? Sometimes it's not about the blessings that we see in this dunya. Sometimes it's about the blessings that we see in the afterlife. Sometimes it's not about this world. Sometimes it's about what we see after. And so number 5, no doubt, is stay away from the haram, stay away from the grey, keep your business, keep your transactions, keep everything permissible, and just stay away from anything naughty and dodgy, because there is no benefit in it. Well, that's all from me for this video. Jazakallah khair.